Right, we're heading into... We're going to take... Don't want to take a double rice. Should we take rice? Alright, we'll take rice. Marty, yes I do. So, I mean, basically, if a non-sub applies... So here's what happens, Marty, right? Here's what happens. If any non-sub happens to get hold of the list, or if somebody's subscribed now, but isn't subscribed when the event comes around, then they'll be removed from the list. Because what I'll do is I'll pull my subscriber list down, do a little bit of Excel magicry, and it'll just instantly filter out everybody that's not subbed. Remove that list, and the rest of them get emailed. Simple as. I'm sorry, I can't apply, but my computer is 32-bit and not 64-bit as Trucker's MP is Matryoshka. No problem, bro. You can use Discord on the browser. Correct, Mundo. You can also get Discord on your phone. I'm pretty certain this job's going to be going from here. And I'm correct. Oh, come on, give me some options. It's a sub-only Discord, warrior. Mrs. Frosty, Paul, Baz has asked me if he can be in my group on the convoy. Aye, aye. Should Mr. Frosty be worried by this? That's a bit of a strange request, Mrs. Frosty. Connor J. Harper. Hello, Paul. Buzzing. The 5 Council just tweeted to say that we're off school tomorrow because of the weather. Well, you're lucky, aren't you, eh? You're very lucky. Your mock exam was supposed to be tomorrow, and really happened I don't have to do it. Let's see who else I've missed. Blah with 4 months, Joan E with 8 months. Thank you, Paul, for great content. Feel honoured to be entering my 8th month in this wonderful community. Everyone is so generous. Thank you, Joan. Grassy, thank you for 300 bits. Captain Flint, anyone got 1013 Kappa? Oh man, that was funny. Yeah, we're looking to make it a big convoy as well. So let's see what numbers we can get in there. You guessed right, JK. Welcome back, Sir Hoodie. Yield. The British equivalent to that is give way. Oh man. Well, Mrs. Frosty, you never know, Baz might be in demand somewhere else. You're no longer in Discord, Andy Drew. Can you reconnect? JK, if I was you, mate, I'd just lower your expectations and then you won't be disappointed. Look at the traffic just driving into the mountain there. Where does that road even go? Bit of a late turn, aren't we? You might not want to be in my group, I like it. You wish Coast to Coast had more trees? Yeah, but we've said this before, that they've gone for a expand kind of approach rather than a detailed kind of approach. You can't really have it both ways, unfortunately. You either have all of North America and a lot of it is just empty like this and then they go back and fill it in, or you do what SCS does, which is you develop one state at a time in detail. He wants to be in your group and no other. Wow. New Axel, good afternoon, by the way. Like the pizza built. Thank you for the 150 bits, New Axel. Can HLR, welcome back. What is that? Ooh. Honk if you went in. The mirror's glitching. Yeah, it's doing the thing. I've seen this before where when you go out, when it goes out of focus, it pauses. You see that? Unfortunately, it's not been adjusted quite correctly. That's it. It's an optimization thing. I find it interesting that if you look out the front, the clouds have a different, like, tint than if you look in the mirror. Like, the view out the mirror looks more like bluer and polarized. Wait, what's my fuel level? I'm good. Fuel gauge is down low, see it? Bottom right. Oh wait, no, hang on, that's the average fuel consumption. There's my fuel gauge. Right in the center, middle. 3/4 of a tank. This thing's got an analog fuel average gauge. That is brilliant. You might have to speak to the Dark Lord Muttley. Mrs. Frosty. The Dark Lord Muttley. He who shall not be named. I don't know, I love analog dials, I think they're great. What would you consider fuel efficiency in the US? Oh god, red light. Wow, the switches move on the dash, look. Look at that. Oh, that's just so... I mean, if they allowed you to click those switches, that would just be... You call him that, okay, fair enough. You lost your aviator sunglasses in Pret last week. Oh man. I lost a really good umbrella on the train once. I bought this wonderful umbrella from Marks and Spencer's. Did me proud for a few months. And then one day I left it on the train. I was like, no. And I think the lost property shop at the train depot is just filled with umbrellas and bags and all kinds of things. I just figured somebody would have picked it up by now. Anybody that sat in the seat would just go, oh, that's a nice umbrella. Christoph Kellen's 12-month Go Cap, hooray! Ed Pad and Zeppelin, welcome back. What do you consider a good umbrella? It had a really nice wooden, like, curved handle. It was spring-loaded, so you press a button and it, like, opens up. But everything inside, like, all the mechanism was really strong, so in a strong wind it wouldn't bend over. And it wouldn't rip very easily either. It was just a well-made umbrella. Reliable. But you can get super expensive handcrafted umbrellas, but that's not my bag. There's shops in London, I've seen them on TV, there's shops in London that make really expensive umbrellas. Very good quality ones. You know, with like walnut handle that's been hand-turned, you know, all this kind of thing. And you can choose different materials for the different parts of it. But you're talking like 300 quid. And I just think to myself, why would anybody do that? Because it's so easy to leave it on a train. Halter, I like that engine sound. Curious to know, is it in Steam Workshop or somewhere else? It's in the Steam Workshop. Nah, it doesn't. Code 4. It doesn't. It breaks so easily. See, I'm doing 65 and I'm catching these guys up. And I'm limited to 70, so I don't know what their speed limit is. Probably a lot higher. I find that there's no point buying a cheap umbrella because it'll just let you down when you need it. His coach is speeding up, you know. The coast to coast and Canadian map proper connected or two separate maps. The Canadream map requires coast to coast, so you can't install Canadream without also having coast to coast because it connects into it. Bobby said, I don't know what you mean by can you do a coming out story. I don't know what you mean by that. Spotting Finland, it's in the message. It's actually on the application form what you need. So if you... Oh god. Wow. Do you think you could get off the road and not cause an accident? That would be great, thanks. That's insane. That's actually insane. Yeah, Spotting Finland, if you look at the application form, it tells you everything you need to know. Coming out as a great streamer. Lol. Express delivery. You heard of the news yesterday that someone stole an excavator and smashed a little store in Dublin. They used to use them to remove, you know, those cash point machines, like ATMs. They basically, the excavator could just dig, they'd steal an excavator and then use it to smash in behind the ATM and then just pull it out. And then they just haul it on the back of a van and go. Three minutes till bedtime, you have to get up at 4 AM, Tommy. RIP! What a cracking view. What a cracking optimized map view that is. Oh well, look that way, it's better. What a cracked view, exactly. They got the safe from the Aldi robbery. Yeah, excavator's perfect for that. You got one of those water flossers. They're brilliant, aren't they, Bean Talk? They do the job so well. Oh, 75 limit. It's like it's going up the further north we go. Why do we not allow heavy haul jobs? Because if you allow heavy haul jobs, that the administration gets more complex because you need to put them at the back, because if you put them at the front they slow everybody up. You can't mix them in with other groups, so you have to group them together. The people who pick the heavy haul jobs are often people who are not very capable of driving a heavy haul job, so if they make a mistake or get stuck, they can potentially stop the whole convoy. It isn't worth the hassle. What is the lane drop-off thing going on? Oh, look at the modelling on that hill. Oh, it's just incredible. Look at that. Look at the modelling. What a hill. The last time I saw a hill that detailed, I was playing Minecraft. Oh, what is this? We've suddenly entered a fairground attraction. What on earth is that? Over 3 in crest. Don't cut. Trees. Trees are good. Not sure what that car's doing. Adam MCFC, thank you very much for 3 months, Adam. LRPD with 105 bits. Glad to be a part of this community. I don't remember how I stumbled across you, but I do know you were the reason I created a Twitch account. One sec. Oh god, we're going down here. Bad time to read message. want to thank you for that. I'm also having flashbacks to when someone suggested that Mrs. Squirrel should have done the welcome back, not a resub message. Those are the days. You don't want Mrs. Squirrel to say that. It would just sound really strange. What is that over there? Is that... interesting. Well, if you're not having fun, dual core, you can watch something else, bro. Doyle Nom as the donation noise. Imagine that. So what is this a copy paster of? Does anybody know? Oh, I know this bit. This bit looks familiar. It's Eminem's trailer park. Could be. Detroit. I'm not sure about Detroit. FedEx. It's lucky that because we've got some FedEx boxes here. Rich Adams, Walker back. I'm out of coffee. Excelente. Rice delivered from Minneapolis to Grand Forks. Grand Forks? It's an interesting name for a city. Right, let's go and make it morning. That's the name of it, look. Grand Forks. Winnipeg.
Happy anniversary.
Thunder Bay. The name's Marathon. I've never heard of these places. Saskatoon, Maple Creek, Golden. Dawson Creek, Dease Lake, Fort Nelson, High Level, Fort Simpson, Whitehorse, Yellowknife. What is this? What's going on? Whitehorse and Yellowknife. I'd like to make it to Yellowknife. We can take our big fork up to Yellowknife. Right, that goes west. Oh my god. Look at that one. Wow, that goes like to East Quebec. Look at that. That's a monster. This goes north. Cement in bags. Office supplies, which would go through Winnipeg over to Verdun. That's my favourite. Equipment. Equipment for Phoenix Freight. I like that trailer better. That's boring and going the wrong way, so it's going to be that one. Expires in 6 hours.
Happy anniversary.
Hang on.
Natter.
If that expires in 6 hours... then... we could make it 3 AM. And then the job would still be available. But then we'd only have a little bit of night and go into the sunrise, and that'd be nice. Baritone, thank you for 20 months. Greetings from my girlfriend Liz, who doesn't believe you'd wave her. Thanks for your streams. Hey Liz! Solo TV, thank you for 18 months. Tony Bammy, thank you for 7. Mr. Quirk, what do you call a pig that does karate? A pork chop. Hey! You fit right in here, Quirk. It's exactly the kind of high quality joke that we're looking for. Oh, it actually works well with the truck as well. I like that. Yeah, we need to put that one on the Christmas cracker list for this year. I wonder if we could make our own Nuthouse Christmas crackers. Wouldn't that be cool if we could do that? If we can actually find like a company in China that will make us like 100 boxes of Christmas crackers to our own specification, and we can put our own jokes in there. That'd just be brilliant. Yeah, you can have like a packet of schmackos in them and stuff. You'd buy them, you'd have to, because I'd have to order like 100 of them. Nuthouse Christmas crackers. that should be a thing. Jardizan A330. It's decent. When it works well, it's decent, the A330. Sometimes you get jarred by it though. Let's have a look at the route we're taking, because I want to make sure that we discover things properly. So Winnipeg. I would have thought that would... Do you think we'll have to drive through that bit? Let's drive through that bit anyway and make sure. West into Verdun. Nothing discoverable in Verdun as such. Ruby Purdy. Wow, it's dark. How will I cope without seeing all this amazing scenery, guys? Who knows what delights we're missing right now? You just want £100 on a scratch card, Bobby. What the heck, dude? I've never won more than like £5. Bearing in mind that I don't buy them. Hey Smith. How now, Brown Cow? 6 months of awesome content. Keep up the awesome stuff. Catch the sunrise fairly soon. I haven't got the bacon on. 75 limit. You won £2 for £1 earlier. Was chuffed with that. You shouldn't be, Solid. If you was to keep a record of how many cards you'd bought versus how much you've won, you would notice something. Disco. Disco lights. What are we hauling to Canada? We're taking some American office supplies to Canada. Party truck has arrived, absolutely. Well, let's hope Canadream is better than C2C. Okay, just wondering where the border was. So when we pass the rest area here, that's right on the border. Oh, roller coaster hype. What? The border is actually a toll booth that lets you into Canada. How much do we have to pay to get into Canada? Oh, it's coming up now, look. This is it. Okay, well, I guess I'm staying in this lane. Why is the speed limit still 75? I think somebody forgot to update something. Thank you, chicken. I guess it was just a token border crossing then. I bet... Well, on the way back then, how much do you think we'd have to pay? To go from Canada into America? Maybe what they do is when you enter Canada, it keeps track of how many miles you drive, and then when you exit, you pay based on per mile. Right, well, we're officially in Canada. Your 2-year-old just threw his dinosaur at his big sister's head. Brotherly love. Eh, it's a 2-year-old. Can you remember all the things you did when you was 2? Probably not. Dummy Monk, thank you for the resume. I'm expecting a lot more trees than this, if I'm honest.
Aye, aye,
aye. Farfidnung. How do we say that name? Farfidnuggen. 405. I can't do your name. I'll call you Farfid. Farfid with 1,000 bits, long time YouTube sub. Just wanted to say hi. I drive IRL in America. I just wanted to show my love, my friend. Thank you very much, dude. Welcome to Twitch. Thank you for 1,000 bits, buddy. I get a few people coming over from YouTube. It's nice. Appreciate the support, though. 14 months with Dummy Monk. Welcome to the metric system. Are they properly metric in Canada? You're from YouTube, David. Yeah, there's a few people come over, you know. First time on Twitch and all that. It's mostly metric. See, when did Canada go metric? And why would Canada go metric and America not? $1982? Blimey. That's hilarious, because like the UK went metric in the 70s, but it went metric, not really metric. It went like hybrid metric.
Happy anniversary, Nata.
You can make it voluntary so that you can see how that worked out, Bigfoot. Big Trucker, thank you for 20 months. The US went metric in 1866, but nobody followed it. I vaguely remembered something like that, True Sorian. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. I was watching a history program once and I remember that. That they declared the metric system, but everybody just ignored it. Because back then it was too early.
aye, aye, aye.
Family of 5. Why did Adele cross the road? I know the answer to this is going to be like a title of one of her songs or something. Why did Adele cross the road? And it's got to be from the other side. It's got to be something like that, hasn't it? The metric system makes everything much simpler. Actually, in aviation, not always the case. That's the reason why altitude is measured in feet and not meters. To say hello from the other side, probably something like that.
Aye, aye, aye.
Family of 5, she wanted to say hello from the other side. See? I called it! I haven't taken a photo of this truck yet because it's not been daylight enough. There are multiple northern states that use kilometers and miles per hour. Interesting. Piggly Wiggly, welcome back. You know what, might stop in at Ray's Hamburgers. No, it's not a matter of getting used to it, True Sam. It's a matter of separation. If you've, like, there are over 3 feet in a meter, so you would effectively collapse the flying range from like 45,000 feet down to 15,000 meters. And then when you want to separate things, it gets so much harder. Because if you separate by 500 meters, like, when you're flying, you know, if you're flying easterly, for example, you'll go on an odd altitude. If you're flying west, you go in an even numbered altitude, like 10,000 feet, that kind of thing. And if you're doing VFR, you'll go in units of 500 in between. If you try and do that in meters, you haven't got enough, because meters is so much. 1 meter is like 3 feet. You lose all that separation. You know what I mean? Because you squish the whole airspace down by 3 times. That's why it's not a good idea. Because at the moment it's a nice simple system. Ironically. But it wouldn't work so well in meters. Three feet is a yard, not a meter. That's not what I said. You didn't listen to what I said, Tamar. I said there are over 3 feet in a meter. That's what I said. Carrymust, welcome to the Nut House. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, I'm probably not explaining it very well. But it just wouldn't work very well. Trust me on this. Trugger Nutter, I remember finding you in my recommended section on YouTube when I heard you mention Twitch. Eventually made an account for Twitch, and now you can't get rid of me. Lol. Oh boy. Honk if you're happy. Blemmin Roadworks. 500 feet is not some magical number. It's because of flight physics. It's just an agreement. Yes. But think about it. Think about the problem. Let's say you carry on and say that if you're flying easterly, you fly in odd numbers of meters. Okay? And if you're flying westerly, you're flying even numbers of meters. And if you're flying VFR, you half the in-between, yeah? Let's say you carry on with that. Well, what you've just done is triple the separation between every aircraft doing that. That's what you just did. Unnecessarily. So you lost a lot of granularity in the airspace. And I can't explain it very easily. You either get it or you don't. Farfid, when chat tries to correct the streamer. I know, right? It happens all the time. Sometimes they're right, to be fair. Family of 5, 16 months. I forgot to resub. Are we there yet? No. Not far, though. You can just use smaller numbers. It's going to get messy in meters. That's why they don't do it. I would say enjoy your homework, Beantalk, but that's probably not the case. Less than half a tank of fuel. No, Vanilla Droll, dude, you don't get it. Do you do aviation, Vanilla? You'd have to start saying to people, you need to fly at 1250 meters and the next level up is going to be 1500 and after that's going to be 1750 and all the rest of it. Whereas at the moment, it's very, very simple. If you made it into meters, it would complicate things. You've been lurking for 3 years. You got Prime today, Carl Must. Welcome, dude. Stratman, thank you for 10 months. Getting close to the 1 year nut. So, in scenery terms, it looks like coast to coast with trees at the moment. That's what I'm seeing here. Why they're so far away, I don't know. To give you a sense of space, I don't know. Right, this guy's actually annoying me. There isn't much to see. I don't know, I've never been down this road. It's actually not uncommon not to have a central reservation. They tend to do this a lot in America and Canada, I think. Just have a giant space. Like in the UK, we have a lot of central reservations on motorways because of the risk of a head-on collision. Like if something from this road veers on the other side, it's a head-on collision and they are the most fatal. Marty, there's a README that comes with RustMap that tells you the load order. In fact, I even think they bundle a picture, like a JPEG file, that shows you a screenshot of the load order. Yeah, I'll get some fuel when we get to town. We've got a load left yet. We're good. Oh, sun's behind us again. It's not going to make for a good photo. Oh, I forgot to drop off the FedEx boxes at FedEx. Oh no. Cookie Crusher, welcome back for 8 months. What's Canada's greatest gift to the world? I don't know. Maple syrup? I don't know.